Firstly, thanks for chatting to us. First Arabic and Winter World Cup. I mean, it's quite a unique event. Are you quite excited about that?
I think every time there's a World Cup and a final tournament, especially for a country, you feel excited, you feel very motivated to be a part of that. It's true that it's something we've not seen before in terms of mid-season break, and I think we play Leeds one weekend and the weekend after the World Cup start. So if you think about it that way, of course it's different, but I think in the end a World Cup is a World Cup, and it's an honor to be a part of it, and it's something you look forward to with great excitement.
Is there sort of a sense in the dressing room here, just where the players are kind of like, chatting in between like lunch and thinking, the ones that are probably going, just kind of getting excited about it?
Every day, I think every day we have a new favorite, we have a new a World Cup winner, we have a new underdog in between us, and one day Argentina is winning the World Cup, next day it's France, the next day Argentina is going out in the group, and next day Denmark is beating France, and so it's nice, and it's something I think everyone is obviously very excited for. So yeah, it's nice,
And not South Korea, no? Some, I would have thought.
Yeah, but we take everyone: Wales, England, South Korea, Brazil, Senegal with Pape. So everyone have their say, I haven't heard yet Wales being favorite to win the World Cup, but let's see if it comes tomorrow for breakfast.
Is like one interesting aspect that you're going to be in the peak of your fitness, which is often players are often jaded at the end of the season, so that brings a whole new dynamic to teams coming into it.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, that's a very good analysis. People should be in the peak of their fitness if they are playing regularly. If they are not, struggling with the rhythm, they should be in a good form. Only thing that I would say is that obviously the match schedule has become even tighter. Whether it's good or bad, I don't know. If we win end of the season, it might be good, but it's definitely made the preparation time a bit shorter. But on the other hand, you don't have this going down and then have to go up again, and then try to hit the form.
I suppose another interesting. So looking at your group, it's quite a mixed bag. Obviously, the standout fixture is France. You've beaten them twice recently. Tell us a little bit about those three teams you're playing.
So Tunisia, personally, I don't know too much, but I know many of them are playing in League One, which is a good level, very good level, and they will be ready, they will be excited, and they have qualified for the World Cup like we have, so they are a very good team, and so will be interesting. Will be an interesting matchup. I think two different football cultures as well, so it would be interesting. And with France, obviously, I'm feeling a bit bad that we have beaten them twice, because you don't want to, poke the bear, or the expression. And they for sure will come full swing at the World Cup. France is a tournament team, and they know exactly what they stand for, and the hunger you need to have in these stages. And then Australia, interesting one, and again, I think physically good team. I think they are a good organized team, and again, for them, the excitement to be in the World Cup, I know, is very big. So they will also try to show themselves for the big stage.
One of the things when you're in a World Cup, you're there together intensely for like 4 weeks, and everything that the Danish team went through with Eriksen is that obviously it was a traumatic moment, but that's kind of brought you as a squad together, and you're so intensely together in these moments. Is it going to be helpful going into a big event like this?
I think, especially in times when you can almost stand on each other's feet for a long time, it's important to have a good dynamic in the group, to be able to have your own space, but also to fit well in the group. The Danish dynamic is really nice and is really strong. Everyone feels connected, but also everyone feels that they are allowed to be themselves. They feel confident enough to express themselves in their own way, with bearing in mind that it has to fit the profile of the team. And that's a really, I would say, strength of the team. But also nowadays, the facilities are getting even incredibly good, and the opportunities to do stuff and the imagination to go and do stuff is even better. I think during the Euros we got a Formula One car simulator from Ferrari, and people were sitting in that one and trying to break the record on the Monza track. I tried twice, broke the car, and of course in the game, so not in the game, and said, guys, that's for you. It wasn't good for my head or my body. So
just on like players like who might stand out, might be a breakthrough World Cup, like Jesper Lindstrom. He's one of those exciting young players who like people might not know a lot about. But
yeah, true. I think in generally the Danish side, people maybe if they look at the results, they might think, oh, not bad. But if you ask them to say 10, 12 players, they might not be able to do it, which of course I don't understand. But I think you can say that the Danish side is respected but a bit unknown. And you have players like Jesper Lindstrom, Andreas Skov Olsen, I would even say Joachim Andersen in Palace, and Rasmus Christensen in Leeds. Players that are playing on a pretty high level, but still have chance to break onto the big scene. And this is good for us because it means the pressure will be a bit managed. But definitely we have players, and Jesper as well. One of them is really, really exciting, and I hope he continues his form, because I even texted him yesterday saying, well done, but keep your head cool, but well done, because he's a good boy and he's a great player.
Just onto your game, like this season is changed. I mean, you've kind of lifted your level. It's changed in the sense that you're still doing all the things that people know you for, but with the assists and with the goals. So what's the impact of Conte being on you, for your game?
I think in terms of implementing a certain system that you repeat, but you improve as well. So you can repeat a lot of stuff and then become a bit tired of it and stall a bit in it. But, the system that he's implemented with us, and we keep improving and progressing in that system with different mechanisms. But you find your own game. But also, I think in general in life, every season that goes, if you have the right mindset, the right setup, the right attitude, I truly believe that you can keep improving. It's not just another season. For me, there will never be another season. It's a new year to try and be better and sometimes it goes much better, sometimes you go a little bit better, but on the long term it's important to keep that progress, positive progress and development going uphill. And my feeling is that every week, every month, every year I am becoming better, stronger, smarter, wiser, more experienced. And it's something that I enjoy.
That's
enjoy
cool.
a lot.
That's almost in the 90 minutes. It's changing things as they're happening, which is almost the hardest thing to do in central midfield.
Yeah, but you start to get experience. You start to learn the game, even learn your own game. And then when the system that you're working in, you work over time, then you just don't go along with it. You try to improve it. And you see the small moments that you can take for yourself that benefits the team. And I feel strong and I feel good, But I also know that if you ask me in 1 year, I know with the right attitude I will have done the right steps. And obviously you need the team around you. The team also this year is fighting for something even better, playing the Champions League. So your level just lifts with it. But it's important that you can lift your level. And I'm sure that I still have room to excel.
Just bring it back to the World Cup. When you were a little kid growing up, which player, everyone was an 11-year-old boy or 10-year-old boy watching. What was the player you looked at and you were like, I love watching this guy in the World Cup, and it sticks in your memory?
So my first World Cup memory was 2002. I remember in school. So it was in Japan, so the time difference was obviously a factor. So they showed the game early in the morning back in Denmark. And we had a school lesson, and suddenly we were all dragged down to the library where they have rolled out this big Sony box of a TV, and we sat 1 or 2 classes together in the library and watched this Denmark-France, where Denmark beat France 2-0. So of course Jon Dahl Tomasson scoring in that game was someone that you would take with you. But the real, let's say, clear memory would be 2006, following the French team until the final. That was my big memory, and I remember that. I think that was, from a football perspective, also a beautiful World Cup, because you had so many good games, and then I think also, was it the Argentina-Germany that went to the penalty shootout, and I remember Lehmann. So I was a big Oliver Kahn fan, but Jens Lehmann was in the goal, and he'd had a great season, I think, with Arsenal that year, where they went to the Champions League final. But he went in the goal, and in the penalty shootout, he would take out this little note and then read it with his big gloves, and put the note back in the sock. And he would then take 1 or 2 penalties or 3 penalties on whoever was shooting. And the next guy came and he said, okay, on the note, and rumors says that there was not even a name on the note. It was just psyching people, But yeah, I don't know why, but that tournament, I really took a lot of impressions.
I worked at that tournament, and actually that's the best tournament I've ever worked on.
Okay.
And the best game, we went to the Germany-Sweden in the knockout stages. Yeah. And I've never experienced an atmosphere like it.
It was incredible.
And the city closed down afterwards.
Yeah.
It was just the best.
Amazing.
But just finally, before we do one social thing, so Loris is all about kind of sport for good and empower. Nelson Mandela spoke at the first ever Loris Sport Awards and said sport has a power to change the world. It has almost an obligation to. But what are your thoughts on that? That the sport, football in particular, can, give people a life, a path.
So I did an interview now earlier, and I was asked, what do I love the most by football? Or being a footballer, I think he asked. And I said, the chance to be able to inspire not one person, but the whole nation. And I was lucky enough to experience it last summer with the Danish national team. And I think a slogan was created that you've gathered the nation again. And this is, when you talk about it, you feel, but and I think that's what sports can do, can give you lifetime memories. Exactly where were you at that game, at that time, with that goal? I have it myself with some of the goals made or seen, and it's something that, as a footballer, you need to be aware of, and you need to take that responsibility. But of course, no one can lift the world alone. But you can be a part of a group that can inspire people to go in the right direction, or to get together and forget about everything else, color, religion, land, passport, you name it, because football has one language, and that's the round thing, and that's the love for it, And I think that's for me the beauty of football. Of course, it along goes with it responsibility, but yeah, I think it's important to acknowledge that responsibility, but also to look at it with a smile, because we have the chance to gather people in a great way. And I think we are doing it. I think the world of football is doing it, is creating this platform to make the world a better place to be, Could we do it more? For sure. But I think already the sport is doing really good stuff. And I also know for myself, in Denmark, I'm also doing, through my football, I can do a little bit of commercial activities. And with that profit, I'm doing 50% to it to charity, So, and that's true, not through my beautiful face, that's through my football abilities, that I could get a commercial deal, that I could give something to, I say not only give, but I think it's important to raise awareness, because people say, yeah, but out of your own pocket you buy a room in a hospital, in a kids' hospital, and when kids go in there, they see the Pierre-Emile Højbjerg room. It's not just this, it's to raise the awareness and to try and make it better, And it's not so, I'm not sitting here and say that, yeah, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I'm sitting here and say that we players can, if we have the time and the energy to do it, can raise awareness to people that needs, or people that are suffering, And I think already that the football world is doing it. Tottenham Football Club is doing it. The national team is doing it, that I'm a part of. I'm doing it also myself, and it just goes a long way, and it's nice to, like I say, to have that responsibility. I think it's nice.
Oh, it's powerful. One last thing. Can you just, to camera, I'd just get you to say your World Cup, your favourite, your greatest 11. If you were choosing a team, and you be in the team, so name your team.
All time
in a World Cup. So so you'd say, hi, my name is, to the camera, this is my World Cup greatest 11. This is our formation. We're playing 3-4-3.
Okay.
And here's and who the manager is.
Okay.
But also make sure you're obviously in the team. And don't talk to me. Actually, talk to.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Hi, my name is Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, and this is my greatest 11 from the history of the World Cup. I think the formation I will go with is 3-4-3. The coach for me will be. I will probably have to take Vincent Del Bosque. I think he won in 2010 with Spain, because also I was a great admirer of him when he was in Madrid. But let's keep to the World Cup. And my 3 central defenders will be Maldini, will be Fabio Cannavaro, I think also a World Cup winner, and will be Cafu, also lifted the World Cup in 2002. My midfield will be Michael Ballack, didn't win the World Cup, but did a big impression on me. Will be Zinedine Zidane, who won the World Cup. Will be Ronaldinho to the left, and I will take Iniesta to the right, scored in the World Cup final now. Then I will take the 3 up front, Pelé, I think for the history that he has in the World Cup history. Diego Maradona as well, I think we've all seen his goal against England. And the last one, I will take Ronaldo, the Brazilian, because my first World Cup final that I remember was in 2002, and he scored these 2 goals. Not a bad team, I think.
And goal? Did you name your goalkeeper?
Yeah. And my goalkeeper would be. I really like the goalkeeper. I think I would stay between two. I cannot choose one. I will choose. What's his name? Marco, in 2002, the Brazilian goalkeeper. I was a big fan of Oliver Kahn, but he lost the final, so I will take the winner of that final in Marco. I thought he was really great. So that's my team. I think we have Marco in goal, Maldini, Cannavaro, and Cafu in the back. Along the middle we have Zidane, we have Ballack, we had Ronaldinho, we had Iniesta. Up front we had three greats: Maradona, Pelé, and Ronaldo Fenomeno.
And finally, where were you in the team?
And I'm in the stands watching it with great joy.
That's perfect. That's brilliant, man. Cheers, yeah.